everybody, welcome back to my channel. Please don't be surprised when I have my brows done. You can actually check the previous video where I took time to give a detailed explanation of how you can get your brows done. Just achieve this simple brows and you're good to go. Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button, comment, or you can actually talk about whatever it is that you also want me to talk about. So with time we'll be doing different makeup looks. But for today, I'm going to be showing you how to achieve a very simple nude look. Now, I'm not out for any particular brand for now. So, I'm not saying you must use this product, you must use this brand. Nah, whatever suits your skin, whatever works for you, go ahead and use it as long as it's going to give you the desired results that you want at the end of the day. So, I've already wiped my face on the previous video before I did my brows. So now with my face wiped and my brows done, I'm just gonna use a setting spray and set my face. I'm setting the entire face. I'm not covering any part. So I've set my face with a setting spray. And next I'm gonna be using a moisturizer. It's not a regular face cream. Most times when I'm working on other people's faces, even if they apply something on their face, I'm like, can you just wash it off or clean it off? It softens the skin and makes it ready for any product. Just like a primer too. So the moisturizer is like a base, like a first base. And then I'm using a primer. This is a face primer. So use your face primer. For those that have oily skin, you can use a mattifier. Now, some brands would indicate, okay, maybe for very oily skin, for normal skin, for combination skin. So I'm just gonna use a primer to apply on my face. Primer is like a base for any products that you want to apply on your skin. To stick, it gives it that base. Now for those that have large skin pores, the primer also fills in the pores, it cements it up, so your pores won't be so visible. So next, normally but because I've done my brows before now, when I'm working on my face before brows, I apply this first and allow it to settle a bit before applying my foundation. But at this point, I'm just gonna apply my foundation. I always like setting my foundation, but you can skip it. I set my foundation with my setting spray, and then I use my brush to apply. Now, in some cases, you can just either use a foundation brush or this blending brush to apply all over your face, or the beauty blend that just comes in, or you can use your finger. It's just I don't want to mess everything up, but then you can use your finger too. I'm just giving you different options. Though after using the brush, I also still use my beauty blender to blend into the skin. And there are different types of foundations. I'm just using a liquid foundation. We have the cream to powder foundation, and we have the stick foundation and the mousse foundation. And please, for your choice of foundation, you have to consider the shade. Listen, people say, what's my color? You have to consider the shade, consider your shade. Then consider the type of finishing that you want from the foundation. So you blend. Since you already have your brows done, try to avoid cleaning it off. Some other video when I'm showing you the makeup look, a different makeup look that's not a nude makeup, I would do the face first, like blend into the face, do my foundation and all that first. Then before doing the brows will come after once I've done the face. At least you learn different techniques, and then whichever one that works for you. Trust me, it's blending that takes time when it comes to makeup. blending. It's not looking like you're spending a whole lot of time getting your makeup done. For those that don't want the whole this process that I'm about to do now, you can just use your finishing powder and blend out, then work on your eyes. I'll still work on the eyes, and then apply your lip products, and then set your face, and you're good to go. But there are those that really want to highlight and contour. When it comes to highlighting, use a shade or 2 shades lighter than your actual skin. So now this is my under eye area. I'm highlighting. When you highlight a particular feature, you want to make it more pronounced. You want to make it pop. You want to make it more pronounced than the rest of the parts of the face. So I'm highlighting my under eye area. I'll be highlighting my chin. I'll be highlighting my forehead, and I will highlight my nose bridge. Please, you can use your liquid concealer to achieve this. You can use your liquid concealer, the cream, the stick, whichever concealer. You can use your concealer, but it has to be a shade lighter than. So I highlight and I blend my beauty blender. Are you seeing the process that takes time? Also, you can also do this with maybe in another video. I would show us how to highlight and contour with powder. So instead of using cream, you just use powder and achieve this. Just the lighter shade, apply in these areas that I've highlighted with cream. Make sure you just blend well. Blending is the key to a flawless makeup. Blend, 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 blend. Keep blending. Make sure everywhere is well blended, so you won't come out looking funny. One part is blended, and another part is not blended. So you can actually just use your setting powder to set your face, but then I use a finishing powder first too, of a lighter shade to dump out. I don't want it to look so oily, so I just use the area that I've blended. I just use this on it. For most people, when I'm working on people, I always highlight here, but for me personally, I just skipped it today. I have set the areas that I've highlighted with my setting powder. Now there are different brands of setting powder. This is the white one. There are ones that are actually yellow. So I set all the areas that you highlighted. Okay, so now I'm done setting the areas I highlighted. I'm gonna have to contour with a face definer or a contour palette. In most cases, you can also do cream contour and highlight. I did cream highlight, but I want to do powder contour. I want to do powder contour, so you can anyone that suits you. But then it's just easier for me to contour. I'll be contouring my cheekbone. This bone here is the cheekbone, so I'll contour my cheekbone. Now, like I said before, for those that don't want to go through this whole rigorous process of highlights, contour, just do your foundation and finishing powder, and then work on your eyes, and then you're good to go. But for those that want to contour and highlight, so I'm contouring my cheekbone. I'm gonna contour my hairline and my temple. I'm using the angled blush brush to contour. So if you're not careful with when contouring, trust me, if you take much of it, some areas might be looking darker than the rest. If you don't have a contour kit or a contour palette or a face defining, a darker shade of powder can also achieve this. So I'm contouring my jawline. This is my jawline. I'm contouring my jawline. My jawline, this bone here. And then I also use a small angled contour brush to contour the sides of my nose. Now when you contour the sides of your nose with the nose bridge highlighted, trust me, it defines it properly and give it this pointed effect. Okay, so you contour the sides of the nose, as you can see when you contour, and then with the middle of the nose bridge highlighted. Please, when you are contouring, be careful though, so you don't look like an Egyptian horse. You blend, so you blend as you're contouring, you're blending. Contour blend, contour blend. I want to intensify my highlight before I blend out. So now I'm done contouring. I apply my blush. This is a blush palette. A palette is anything that has more than one shade of a particular product. So I'll just do this and this. You smile, apply on the apple of your cheek. This is your cheek apple. You see this? If I'm not smiling, when you smile, it pops out. Your cheek ball or your cheek apple. Brush towards your cheekbone and ear. So I blush. So by the time I'm done with my eyes and my lips, I just blend out the entire face and I'm good to go. And you see, as I'm blushing, I'm smiling. So when someone does something, I say, why are you blushing? You see that effect? See the way I'm handling my brush in a circular motion. So you blush, but then you can see the blush is pronounced in as much as you are blushing down to your cheekbone and towards your ears, but then your cheek apple is well blushed. Okay, so with this now I'm gonna work on my eyes. Okay, so for my eyes I'm gonna blend out first. So I'm going to go back to the finishing powder that I used to blend out my brows in my previous video. I'll still use it and blend the entire. Are you seeing the transformation is coming along little by little? So I'm just going to use it and blend out properly. To avoid harsh lines, I don't see any harsh lines when I'm working on my eyes. This is a blending brush that I used before. So now I'm gonna get my crease brush. A crease brush has this dumbbell rounded effect. It's used on the crease. Now, my previous video I talked about the parts of the face. Now this is the crease. You know, when I open my eyes, you see this line, this hollow of the eyes, this line that demarcates the brow bone, the eyebrow plane area, and then the eyelid. Now that is the crease. So this is a crease brush. So I'm going to use a crease brush. For the crease, you always contour. I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette for my eyes. So to achieve, I said I'm doing a nude look, very simple nude look. I'm going for earthy tone colors. I want to contour my crease. The crease has to always be contoured. You know, just like you contour and highlight some parts of the face. There are parts of the eyes too that has to be contoured. I'll just use a dark earthy tone colors of the family of brown. So I'm just using this dark brown and a touch of this to contour my crease. I don't want it to be so heavy. So you take your product bit by bit. And you see just a little of it that I took is already showing. This palette is it gives me life, but they didn't pay me to influence for them or advertise for them. So just use any eyeshadow palette that you have, or you can actually get an eyeshadow palette and look out for colors that have a matte finish. Please take notes. When it comes to eyeshadows, you wouldn't say, okay, because I said you should use a brown earthy tone color, you now use something that has shimmers. There are different finishes of eyeshadows. You have the matte finish, Those ones that are dry, they are like dry finishing powder. Are you seeing? There is no shine. It's not giving me any shine or any shimmery effect on my eyes. You have the matte finish, you have the pearl finish. The pearl finish is like matte finish, but it has a little bit of shine on it. Then you have the shimmery finish. You see it's all shiny. Then you have the metallic finish, all glittering. No, this is actually like pressed glitters. So you have the satin finish. For the satin finish, if you're applying, you have to keep applying and applying and applying. If you're not careful, you wouldn't even notice that you applied anything. And then you have the frost finish. So now I said matte finish, satin finish, metallic finish, those shiny ones, shimmery or shimmers, those ones too, they have shine on them. You have matte, you have shimmery shimmers, then you have pearl finish. Pearl finish is like matte, but it has a little bit of shine on it. Then you have the metallic finish. Those ones are shiny. They are more far away shinier than the shimmers. Then you have the satin finish. For satin finish, when you are applying it doesn't come out so well, unlike the matte. So you have to keep applying and applying and applying. Okay, so back to my crease. So I contour. See the way I'm handling my brush in a circular motion. Not circular. Circular is actually like this, but semi-circular. You see, it's going in and out of the crease. Now, I did not extend this color down to my brow bone area. This place is still plain. Are you seeing how plain and blended here is? And then, are you seeing where, just on the crease, just focused on the crease. So if you just open your eyes, just the crease area that I'm contouring. I didn't extend it and, everything is going up now. You just focus here. So now, I still have my eyelid. Nothing has touched it yet, apart from the finishing powder that I used to blend out. So where you have the color now is on the crease area. So now I have to make sure that the two eyes are okay. Just a little more. Earthy tone, brown and matte finish, please. Matte finish, a matte finish for your eyelid. You can actually now decide to add colors, shimmers and the rest. So I'm gonna use a small angled brush, or most times you can actually use your finger to apply your eye shadow primer. So now I'm gonna be applying my eyeshadow primer. Okay, so eyeshadow primer comes in this. There are different brands. So I'm gonna be applying. I actually use my angled brush so I can just get my eyelid, because my finger might just not place it well. So I try to start from the beginning and then watch where my crease line started, and I drag it there. I try not to use so much. So you see, when you open your eyes, your eyelid should actually stand out. As you can see, are you seeing? It's standing out on its own. Whenever you're using a small angled brush, the angled pointed part should always be out. Whether you're using to define your brows or using to apply on any, you don't turn it the other way. The pointed part is always out and not in. So this is the point where if I'm doing someone's makeup, I'm always saying to the person, please close your eyes when you blend. Because some eye primers can be sticky. By the time they open their eyes and you don't know how they opened it, they will mess up the primer and it will now get to the crease point that you've already applied. Okay. So now this particular brush has the crease and the eyeshadow brush part. So now I'm going to use the eyeshadow. This is an eyeshadow brush. Yep. I'm going to use it to apply to my eyelid. Okay, back to my eyeshadow palette that gives me life. Because it's actually beautiful. In makeup, when you talk about nude, it has to do with family of brown, brown skin, light skin tone, and So I use this to apply on my eyelids where the eye primer. I didn't extend it. Now if you look closely, you will still see the crease colors that I did, and then now you see the eye. You see the different transitional colors. You see the lighter brown and then the darker brown for the crease. And then I do for the other eyes. Now my face is still setting, or the baking process is still baking. My setting powder is still there. I've not blended out before some people would think, why is it still that way? I want it to bake and set in. So I just work on my eyes. So now for this, I just want to go for matte colors. In some cases, you can actually decide to use shimmery colors, shimmery finishes rather. You decide to use shimmers, let it pop, it's still a nude makeup, yes. Some people confuse natural makeup. There are actually different types of makeup. Natural makeup, nude makeup, day look, night look, white wedding look, traditional wedding look, fashion / glamorous look, dramatic look. Different types of makeup looks. So some people confuse. Now I'm touching a little bit of the one I use for the crease too. So some people confuse nude makeup for natural makeup. Maybe one of these days I'm here for you guys. I will show you guys a complete natural look. Trust me, you don't even have to do all these shenanigans I'm doing, all this extra. So I'm intensifying the crease, the color on the crease. I'm intensifying it. For nude makeup, you can add colors, but it has to be in the family of what? Brown. Family of brown. It has to be in the family of brown. I'm gonna be blending. So I'm done with the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be blending. I'm going to go back to the finishing powder that I used. For some other look, I can decide to, highlight my tear dots and contour my crease line, but I just want this to stop here. So I just touch this and still blend. Are you seeing where blending comes in? So at the end of the day, you'll not be seeing harsh lines in between whatever it is that you used. So for nude makeup, you can use shimmers and shimmery, but like I said, it has to be in the family of brown, earthy tone colors. That's what makes it nude makeup. Not because I don't want too much product. You can apply your foundation, set the face, highlight, contour, but everything has to be earthy tone, brown colors, like your skin color. That's what makes it nude. It's a natural makeup that you don't, apply all this. Okay, so I'm just gonna be lining my eyes now. I would line my eyes with a gel liner. We have the pencil liner too, liquid liner. But for this, I'm just gonna use a gel liner to line my eyes. For nude makeup, you can wing it, but for natural makeup, anyways, when I do the natural makeup, let me not confuse us. So for this now, I want to wing my eyes. I'll draw out a line first, then give it this triangular. Are you seeing? Then close my eyes and so there are different eye shapes. If you have small eyelid, try not to draw your liners cover your entire lid, please. For us, you can see even after drawing the liner, you can still see my eyelid and the crease. It's not covering everything. There are people that have very small eyes. Their eyeliner can cover even their entire eyelid if you are not careful. This is an eyeliner brush. Then for the other one, I just gently draw out the line and bring it down. Draw and you see, you give it, then you fill it up. Then you close your eyes and draw it down to your tear duct. It's easier for me to just do this with, I know some people, but trust me, constant practice would make you know how to do this for yourself with the snap of a finger. Okay, so for the down one, you just use a powder puff. This is a powder puff. Some of you now say it's foam. You use a powder puff, and because by the time you use your finger, it will get into your already well blended face, and since you've not blended out the setting powder, so you line your lower waterline. This is your lower waterline. Some people can actually have very sensitive eyes. I've worked on different faces and eyes. As they're applying it, they are tearing. So lining the lower waterline ties up the look. So imagine eyes that you didn't line and then the ones that you lined. You can see there is this effect that you use. It actually ties up the entire look. So I'll line this one as well. So you line your lower. You can see I didn't use the liner to draw everywhere. Some people just draw even their lower lash line and down to their eye bag area. You don't line that way. You just line your lower waterline and give it that definition. And in a subsequent video, I would show how to take my time and show how to apply lashes. But for today, we'll be using a mascara. But before the mascara, I'll just blend out my face and work on my lips, and then voila, I'm good to go. So you use your finishing powder. So I'm just going to use that blending brush that I used to blend out close to my under eye area. Since I just lined, I don't want to mess it up. Can use your powder brush and blend. You see, as I'm blending, my blush is still there. It didn't take away. I'm just blending out the parts that are. Now, see the way I'm applying. I'm not just applying it just anyway. I'm applying into the skin and out. I'm applying my colors in, out, not out, in, or just anyhow. Let's be painting, you're not, no. You apply in, out. Okay. So I'll just extend my finishing powder down to my neck. So everything will be properly blended. Okay, so I'm gonna, there's this thing I like doing for my under eye after the lower waterline. I just use a smudge brush. Smudge brush is actually tiny this way, and I use either my eyeshadow palette or my blush palette, depending on the color I want to go for. I just touch a bit of it and use under just a bit of it. I'm touching. It gives it this definition on this one. if you look closely, you will see my nose ridge just standing out. The highlights is just standing out. Of course, I'm not done blending, and I'll scrub it at the end of the day. Scrubbing has to do with using bronzers to apply on areas where light would naturally hit the face, part of the areas you highlighted. So you see, this gives the eyes, there's this definition it gives it. So I blend. So I'll quickly work on my lips. You can actually use a lip liner or a lipstick and get your lips done. So I'll quickly work on my lips. This is a lip palette. So I'll also use this lip palette and this is my cupid bow. This area is cupid bow. Trying to just define it. There are some that come out so defined, but I also want my own to be defined to an extent. And then I'll use another lip brush and touch the nude part. I don't want it nude, and I'm focused in the middle part. I don't want to spread it. And I'll smack my lips. I'm not smacking everything, I'm rubbing everything together. Then I'll touch the white. Some people can actually use this an eye primer. Just dabbing a little bit of white. Most times I like my lips gloss, but if you want it gloss, you can apply gloss. But if you don't want to gloss, you can leave it this way. It's just me. And then you either use the small angled brush that you use to define your brows, or I'll use the other brush I use in defining my brows to define the lips. It's more like cleaning off any extra excess lip stain. Okay, so I will apply my mascara. There are different types of mascaras. You have the lengthening mascara and the volumizing mascara. I just look down, apply from the root of the lashes rather, and drag upwards. Apply drag upwards. If you are not sure of getting your eyes in a steady, you can skip this part too. For those that have sensitive eyes, because one blink you've smeared everything that you've done. So I just do this for my lower lashes. And then I'm gonna apply my bronzer and then set my face and blend out any other extra. I'm just thinking to gloss or not to gloss. I think I will gloss my lips. But let me apply my bronzer. So you just apply your bronzer. Just like the way I applied my blush. I just apply it onto the cheek of my apples and I drag backwards. For this particular brand, a little of it is too much, so I keep taking it bit by bit. So I won't come out looking so funny. Just tip tap and then still blend out, and you see it still comes out. And I go in a circular motion and drag towards my ear. So for this, my chin, see the areas I'm applying bronzer. This is called strobing, out of strobing. Those areas where light would naturally hit the face, you just try to glow it up. Let's glow, baby. Glow, baby. Let's glow. And then my nose bridge, just use this tiny brush to more like those areas I right there. I blend, please. I don't want it looking just try to blend, and then I use my finishing powder to dab out. And just blend. Do my final blending. I'm actually a fan of gloss, so I think I'll have to apply gloss on this. Okay, so I just quickly applied my gloss. I worked on the area, the brown area first, and then apply clean. I'm not smacking my lips, and then I now worked on the middle area that has the pinky nudish effect, and I didn't smack. And so just for gloss, this is for those that want gloss, you can also use the tip of your brush and do that. And then after that, you set your face. When I'm setting my face, I try to use my hand to cover so as to avoid this face smells nice so as to avoid maybe smearing my mascara, just in case it's not yet setting. So you just set, and that gets your makeup all set. Then you allow the setting spray to dry off a bit. Don't just run along. So the setting spray sets the makeup in and locks it in, and you are good to go. So trust me, this is actually easier than it looks. It's more a little bit difficult trying to do your makeup and then teach at the same time. But then when you just try this out, just keep playing the video and keep practicing. Before you know it, trust me. When I say trust me. Before you know it, you'll be able to get your makeup done yourself. I know once in a while you have to call me to do your makeup, but then at least learn the basics.